What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Super excited about this video today because it's been a long time coming. I haven't been able to make a showcase on this champion, mainly because he's a super old champion and wasn't available to everyone. But after today's news from Plarium, everyone will be able to access the one and only Ninja, the first promo champion that we've ever had in this game, with basically like a famous real life person. But his character comes back into the game under this new promo code here. Make sure you guys check out the news on how to get him. Also of note, make sure you guys check out this date. It says August 20th here, but it's actually August 15th, confirmed by Plarium. I think they've yet to change it here in game as of this video, but August 15th is the end date for Ninja. So make sure you guys pick him up. Great champion still after 3 years to the day. You guys can check out my other video about Ninja and his other promo buddies. But basically, Ninja is reappearing in this game after exactly 3 years. This makes sense contractually that there was probably some limit or time limit that Plarium had to stick to before they can reuse Ninja. Well, he's back, and I get a chance to make a showcase on this champion again, and super excited because he's still a good champion after 3 years in the game. So I'm going to show you guys a build that's going to work in all areas of the game, and yeah, it's going to do a lot of work for you guys. So let's jump right into it. All right, folks, so we're on the test server here today. So thank you, Plarium, for letting us use the test server, of course. And we're going to test out this Ninja build that I have set up for you guys. And it's basically a build that's updated for 2024. I tried to make it as universally good as possible, but not crazy enough that it's so unobtainable for everyone. Even players that got Ninja over 3 years ago. I don't want to make the gear or the build so unobtainable that nobody can get it. And obviously you can scale down the build to work for your account. I'll go over the stats here, but let's go over the build here real quick. All right, so hopping in here, let's have a look. So we're going to punch in Ninja here. So Ninja for 2024. I got him in a 4-piece Merciless set with Perception, the refresh accessories, and then just a generic banner. So my philosophy here with Ninja is basically I want him to be able to tackle all levels of content, not just be specifically good in one area. Of course, he can definitely do that still, but I have a build that's basically a generalist build here. If I were to fully focus on maybe like one area of the build, I would crank up maybe more damage, for example, maybe go with like a 6-piece Merciless set so I can get the ignore defense bonus. So for example, the Merciless has 35% ignore damage. So if I got 2 more pieces, I probably would have went for that. I don't have 2 more pieces of Merciless for Shadowkin, so I'm stuck with this. But also, I wanted to make sure that Ninja had the proper amount of accuracy. What you're looking for is about 500 accuracy so that he can be good and useful in the Sand Devil's Necropolis. So this is important because Ninja is one of the best options for Sand Devil if you don't have nut or double nut teams. But if you have Ninja with Godseeker near you, he's probably one of the best, top 5 probably options for Sand Devil. So having him with proper accuracy there definitely makes sense. Of course, if you don't use Ninja in Sand Devil, then you wouldn't need this much accuracy. You can definitely tone it down a little bit. But what I got him in is I got him with damage, attack, 267 speed. The speed is relevant here because it works for all the content that I'm going to show you guys here in all areas of the game. I crit capped him and I added crit damage to him as well. He doesn't hit particularly hard, but he doesn't hit particularly weak. Kind of average. Most of his damage will come from his Hailburn A2 here. And the theme of this build is basically you want to get back his Hailburn as quickly as possible. So 30% chance here to decrease the round skill by 1 turn when dealing damage. So that's going to help bring this down, as well as having the refresh accessories, giving you a 5% chance to prevent this cooldown completely. Also helps as well. If you have, like I said, reflex or 6-piece Merciless, those are very viable builds for Ninja. If you have Impulse Set, so Impulse Set is one of the newer sets. You get it from the Live Arena chest. But Impulse gives you a 12% chance to reduce a random skill cooldown by 1 turn. So it's kind of like a mini Merciless set. But 4 pieces of Impulse is probably not going to be as good as a 4-piece Merciless set. So Merciless gives you 30%, whereas Impulse is going to give you 24%. But Impulse is going to give you more speed. Merciless gives you more damage. So overall, Impulse is nice as a flexible 2-piece set, but I think Merciless probably is slightly better. There's tons of different ways to build Ninjas. It really depends on where you want to use him. You can build him in full regen gear so that he can do some solo content for you. You can build him in Relentless. Relentless works as well. But generally, I think Reflex, Merciless, Impulse, they probably work the best for ninjas. So some variation of all of those different gear sets. In terms of what you want to prioritize for ninja, if you can't reach these stats that I have on my ninja, is you want to prioritize accuracy to deal with whatever content you need him to be handling. You need him with relatively decent speed, although not always. So it has to depend on what content you're doing. If you're doing hard dungeons, generally about 250 speed makes the most sense, but you can definitely dial it down if you're not tackling super hard content. And then you don't really need him to be crit capped or high crit damage. You just give him survivability stats if you're lacking in accuracy or speed. So accuracy and speed are top priority. The rest is just gravy. Make sure he's going to be fully booked. He gets good value from his books here. His cooldown reduction is A2. His cooldown reduction is A3, which helps bring back his A2. And he gets a little bit extra damage here. And his decreased defense is actually pretty useful. Brimstone is probably still the best for him, just because of general purpose use. The Brimstone is very good against bosses. Masteries, I went with War Master, but I think Helm Smasher definitely works here, probably against Hydra. But like I said, for boss content, War Master definitely works very well. Cycle of Magic here for increased chance of more A2 hail burns, increased duration of HP burns, and then increased chance of placing decreased defense on the A1. All right, so that's going to be the build here. Let's take them for a spin in content. I'm going to show you guys lots of different areas where this particular build works with no additions, subtractions, or any changes at all. So let's jump right into it. All right, guys, so first let's take them for a spin in the dungeon. So the dungeon that kind of makes the most sense for him is probably Dragon. He works in Ice Golem, but his War Master and his like damage stats will trigger the Ice Golem to retaliate and slam your team, probably killing everybody. So he's probably not the best there. But in Dragon, he still is very good. Normal Dragon is actually even better because normal Dragon doesn't hit as hard, so he survives longer. Ideally, against Dragon, Ninja should be in regeneration gear, so he lasts a little bit longer, so you can get some extra hail burns in. But I paired him here with Mithrala, another obviously free champion that we can get. She is pretty tanky out of the box. She has a cleanse, and then she has the shield, which gives you some additional time. So let's take a look at what this team can do. It does have the Seer package here to get through the waves just nice and quickly. Obviously, if you don't have Seer, you're going to have a different team that's just going to take you a little bit longer to get through the waves. But we'll show you guys what this team can do. And basically, I want to showcase what Mithrala and Ninja can do at the Dragon. Ninja's basically just here to unload the damage against the Dragon to kill them faster. So here we go. We're going to start with the increased defense, increased attack. The hail burns start flying. Got the cleanse there with the strengthen, big shield. Gives us a little bit more time. Hail burn again. Big damage popping off here. So the big thing against the hard dragon is that he hits super hard. There you go. Ninja gets one more hail burn here. That's saved by the Mithrala with the big shield and the cleanse. One more hail burn, and that should be it for the dragon here. And dead. All right, so 57 seconds, not insanely fast, but we're obviously not running the super optimal, dragon killing champions, right? Because super optimal champions we're looking for is more poison oriented, because that's how we're going to be able to kill the dragon faster. But Ninja definitely works with the hail burn, HP burn, as opposed to just using poisons. Mithril is there mostly for poisons and to support the ninja along the way, but he definitely works in this spot as well. All right, so moving on, we're at stage 25 of the Sand Devil with the same ninja. This is probably the best team that you can have with the ninja. It's with the Godseeker and Neri. It's the easiest team, most accessible team. Obviously, you need Godseeker and Neri, which is a void epic. Not the end of the world, but obviously not a guarantee unless you had the guarantee voids for her. Here are the presets. You must have the presets on the Godseeker, because Godseeker without the presets will use the A2 at the wrong time, and then you won't have enough health to heal up. In this case, ninja's speed and defensive stats are irrelevant. The only thing that is important is the accuracy to land the HP burn, which should be close to 500 against the Sand Devil, and 500 should be able to cover all content in the game. His refreshes and all that stuff doesn't really matter. But yeah, you must have the presets here for the Neris. I do have a more detailed guide on this particular build after the update to the Sand Devil. It's very flexible. The speed ranges are very wide. So I'll provide a link in the description below so you guys can check that out if you guys are interested. And if you guys have a Godseeker and Neri, for example. Obviously, it works with more champions than just Ninja. But Ninja is probably the third fastest, potentially. Obviously, Ninja is negative affinity to the Sand Devil, so times can range between 80 seconds to 120 seconds, for example. So either a minute 20 or 2 minutes, depending on affinity. Affinity issues, of course. But Ninja dying there saves you a couple turns. If it's like a turn attack, for example, Ninja will die right away to the first AoE, which is good. So this run looks like it's going to be like a minute 45 probably. But yeah, so really good run. It should be super high win rate, maybe like 98, 99%. There is a fail condition where if Godseeker and Neri double resist the slow speed from the Sand Devil, then there is a chance to fail. There is a chance to fail potentially if your stats on Godseeker and Neri are not high enough to withstand the damage, and then you get some really unlucky crits, for example. But yeah, so yeah, looks like a pretty decent run here. Minute 40, minute 45. And in terms of like time attack, well, 75 turns, so not too bad there. Okay, minute 40, 76 turns. Not too bad for Ninja. Again, no changes to his gear. It's going to be the same gear here. Same Ninja. All right, so moving on, we're going to jump into the Shogun's Grove. And we're going to use the same Ninja. Stage 25 here. This is the team I'm going to use for the Shogun 25. I did highlight this team previously on my channel as well. It's not so much the team, but it's just the makeup of the team that makes it extremely flexible to build. Basically, you have 3 turn cooldown cleansing champions. One's a fast one, one's a slow one, and then you have 3 DPS in between their speeds. And you can put any DPS here, and it'll work fine. It just depends on how fast you can kill this guy. If you have 2 Newts here, for example, you can kill him much faster than 2 Husks. If you had 2 Cold Hearts here, it's about the same, for example. But Husk is pretty good here because the Shogun has a chance to weak hit against the Husk, which means he doesn't gain any shade stacks. But honestly, he's not going to gain enough shade stacks to be able to be a threat. But we'll show you guys the run here. I'll go over the presets right after before I forget. But it's the same Brawler from the Dragon Dungeons as well. So no changes, right? So you go Hail Burn and then go max HP Slam, max HP Slam. He places the debuffs. It gets cleansed off right away. Hail Burn again. So this dungeon would benefit from Reflex or Merciless or Refresh procs because that's just getting more and more HP burns out. It would also benefit from you having high crit rate, high crit damage, high attack, so you can get more damage in against the Shogun. There you go, more hail burns. Pretty good amount of hail burns, actually. So you see the debuffs landing, gets cleansed off, perfect time. And that's it, 43 seconds. I think that's about average for this team. Like I said, if you have like Husk Sorry, if you have nut instead of husk, it's going to go much faster, probably sub 30 seconds. I'm going to go over presets here real quick. I'll put the link to the detailed video for this team explaining more in-depth details about it in the description below, or in the whatever, the info cards. But yeah, I'll show you guys the presets here real quick. Mithra opens with the A2, Husk just doing his max HP damage, Ninja Hailburn max HP damage for the other Husk, and Wither opening with the cleanse. So okay, so that's going to be the Shogun, and that's identical Ninja, so no issues there. After that, I actually put together a clan boss team for you guys. Usually I don't do too much clan boss content because it's been done many times, but just for completeness, I'm going to make you guys a clan boss team that works with Ninja, and it's the identical Ninja that we've been using the whole time in this entire video. Now I'll show you guys the presets. Don't be alarmed at the gear. It is a little bit daunting, of course, but don't be alarmed. So we got the Fushan here at 186 speed, full crit rate, crit damage, 230 accuracy is the minimum you want to land his debuffs against the boss. You don't want to use the A2 because the A2 does less damage than the A1. So you just want to do the A1s and A3s. My Fushan's not even fully booked, I think. Is he fully booked? Okay, he is fully booked, sorry. Seeker is here at 200 speed with full crit cap. He doesn't need accuracy or anything like that. Just give him attack, full crit cap, and crit damage. Opens with the A1 and then priority the A2. Here's the Ninja, same Ninja, 267 speed. Just let him rip, no presets necessary. The Mytha's here, 294 speed. Open with the A1, priority A2, and then second priority A3, sorry. No accuracy needed, just quick cap her if you can, but the hitting the speeds is the important part. Lastly, I do have a Mythair here. She's going to open, she's the fastest champion first. I quick capped her. She's actually in Toxic gear, so Toxic's going to give you an extra couple million damage over the length of the run if you need it. If you don't, obviously take her out of it. These speeds are pretty high, obviously. Let her rip with her presets, don't need anything there. So show you guys a quick run here. This works on Spirit, this works on Brutal, Hard, Full Auto. Show you guys on Spirit. Alright, it's just a very consistent 114, 115 million damage dealt. Obviously, I don't have like an extremely optimized team here. They're just in whatever gear just to hit the stats, mainly the speed. For example, Fushan isn't even in like Savage gear or anything like crazy like that. But I'll show you guys the gear on this team just so you guys can get a sense of what kind of gear is needed to hit 115 million. So got Ninja here, you got Fushan, he's just in a Swift Parry gear. I got the Demitha here, she's in random gear. Seeker's here, he has a Cruel set. And Eris is in the Toxic set. Toxic set definitely not necessary. Speeds definitely necessary. So speeds first, and then all the rest will come afterwards. Put War Master on everybody if you want to go with the masteries, of course. So War Master on everyone, just for some extra boss damage. There is a tune here with Ninja that makes him a lot slower. So here our Ninja is 267. We could have Ninja, there is a tune with the same champions, but Ninja is running, I believe, 165 speed, thereabouts. I find that at that speed level, Ninja is just kind of worthless everywhere. So that's why having him at this speed for this team lets you pump out more damage in the clan boss and lets him be in a usable build in all other content. I'll also quickly show you guys the calculator here. I'll move my head. So yeah, here's the quick calculator here for the champions involved. Demitha, 294, 298 Eris, 187 Fushan, 200 Seeker, and 267 Ninja. If you need to play around with the speeds a little bit, there is some wiggle room for the champions. Make sure you guys have a calculator up and then wiggle the speeds around if you guys need some room on your gear. All right, and lastly, we got him in a Hydra team here. He's actually very decent in Hydra as well. He deals lots of damage with his HP burn. It's mainly because the frequency of his HP burn. His HP burns don't deal like insane amounts of damage relative to like some of the best damage dealers in the game. But he deals a lot of his HP burn, and it's like little bits of damage here and there. So it kind of adds up over time. He can deal, he can be your damage dealer if he's built properly with like ignore damage, super high stats, super speed, and all that stuff. He can definitely be your main damage dealer. But in this build, he's kind of, he doesn't have ignore defense stats on his builds or anything like that. So he's probably not going to be your main damage dealer, but I wanted to compare him against my Varl, which is a pretty strong like end game Hydra damage dealer, and see how well he actually does. So we're going to play this video clip here and see how well it does. So maybe we'll speed it up a little bit. But yeah, so this is a pretty solid team. We got Necropolis with the increased speed, decreased speed, leech, attack down, so it covers a lot. Ugo with the decreased defense and block buffs, also very, very important. Mithrala with the hex, increased attack, increased defense, strengthen and shield and cleansing. So she's kind of there just to protect the team a little bit. And we have Varl for extra damage plus weaken, and then ninjas here just for damage, of course. We are running hard difficulties, so the damage incoming will not be so insane that we have to like basically baby the team. It's on full auto right now. Just want to see what the ending damage outcome will be in terms of Varl versus Ninja. Varl is built in full lethal gear. He's like basically built to slam. I think he's actually in 6-piece merciless, but he's basically built to slam, right? We have Shamail here. He's in provoke. Necmo is in provoke as well. I put Shamail here just to kind of help out Necmo with the provoking. Ugo, I believe, is in relentless, so he's going to be getting those extra AoE decreased defenses out if possible. And then we got the same ninja, the 267 ninja with the merciless set, the refresh accessories that we've been basically using for all content in the game so far. And yeah, and some of the hardest stuff in the game. No changes. That's kind of what I like. I like having champions that you can basically use in all content at very high levels without changing them. I mean, why build champions you don't need to build? Especially if you have champions that can already function at a very high level. There's actually, yeah, so I love it. I love it. And finding builds like that just really work. Here we actually have like merciless gear, which allows us extra A2s, so that's going to give us some extra damage. And you know what? That's not going to mess up things like our speed tunes, right? Which is really important. You want like optimized sets, but you don't want it to mess up your teams or speed tunes and stuff like that. Things like relentless can potentially mess things up. For example, like you can't use your relentless in like a clan boss build. You can't use relentless in some places, like for example like Shogun. It could mess things up as well. Sand Devil, it could mess things up as well, just because the boss reacts negatively to like extra hits sometimes. But yeah, merciless reflex seems like very safe, good sets for ninja. If you don't have these sets, or if you have trouble hitting the stats, just use broken gear. Just use any pieces you can to hit the sets. Obviously my gear is going to be 3.5 years of playing this game level of gear. If you don't have it, don't worry, scale it down, work with what you got. If you don't hit 500 accuracy, try for 400 accuracy with an accuracy aura, for example. Or maybe you can bring 6-piece perception gear, add perception gear, get more accuracy that way. If you used a 6-piece perception gear, that's going to be an extra 240 accuracy that you're bringing just from the set bonus, right? Wait, is that right? No, that's not right. So it's a 40, sorry, that's 120. Sorry, that's 120. Extra 120 accuracy, that's not right. But yeah, 3 sets of perception would be an extra 120 accuracy that you're bringing. So that's going to help you out quite a bit just to make stats. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is in terms of gearing. We all try our best with what we got. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this run. I'm going to fast forward it to the end so that we can see the results page. Let's see here. Shamail died here, so that's why I kind of pulled this run short. I came back after taking a shower and then just saw that he was dead. I'm like, oh no! So I better stop it. Okay, so we showing the goods here. We got Ninja popping in at 42 million. And we got Varl at 53 million. So Ninja's doing roughly 80% of Varl. And Varl is fully set up in like a 6-piece merciless set doing maximum damage. And Ninja has no ignore defense at all. He's not even running Helm Smasher for that reason. And if we want to say that most of his damage is coming from Brimstone, well, we got 3 Brimstone champions on this team. Nekmothar actually has 9 million damage himself. He probably would deal similar damage to Ugo, so 7. So his Brimstone is probably worth about 2 million damage here. Mithrala doing most of the damage from Hex, of course, and of course doing some damage from Brimstone. So we can say that Ninja's not really doing too much damage from his Brimstone, and his damage is pretty much damage. But he's doing about 80% of what Varl can do, which is really, really solid, given that our Ninja has no ignore defense at all. So I'm going to show you guys this Hydra team here, starting with the Varl. So here's my Varl. Like I said, he's in a 6-piece merciless set. He has the 35% ignore defense. He's built for damage. So yeah, Ninja doing 80% of his overall damage is actually very impressive. He has Helm Smasher as well. So he does very good for all my Hydra teams. After that, we had Mithrala. We saw Mithrala showcase in at least 3 of the teams with Ninja. So Mithrala is very, very good as well. She's in 6-piece stone skin, basically an arena build. She could be, you know, more tanky, more stats and everything, but I wanted her to hit the possible speed, hit the necessary speeds that she needs to be in to make all those builds work. But yeah, you can definitely give her more HP to make her bigger shields and more defense, make her a little bit tanky, but those stats work perfectly fine for her. In terms of the Shamail, like I said, he was in a provoke set. Shamail, he has a little bit of speed, a little bit of damage. That's about it, just mainly survivability. So you see, actually, he had 60k HP and he still was the first to die in that team. So yeah, Shamail's just kind of classy. Ugo, I was running the Ugo 1. It's the Relentless Ugo here. Relentless is fine for Ugo just to give her some extra A2s coming back. Sometimes you use these at wrong times and you want to get it back right away. So we got Ugo here with the Relentless gear. And then I believe the last one is the Nekmothar, which was in a provoke set. He has some reflex stuff, just quick, enough accuracy, and a little bit of tankiness. But yeah, overall pretty good. I think I would change Brimstone to probably Cruelty, just because of all his AoEs. Very, very nice for him to have Cruelty, reducing the defense for everybody. And then lastly, we have our Ninja here, which is basically the same Ninja that I showcased at the beginning of this video. 4-piece Merciless. Like I said, you can easily run a 4-piece Reflex set. Run the refresh accessories if you got them. 500 accuracy is what you want if you want to use them in Sand Devil as well as all other content. If you're not using them in Sand Devil, the Phantom Shogun requires you to have about 400 accuracy. In my Shogun team, he was running with Mithrala, so you could bring that down to like 330 accuracy, for example, or 320 accuracy. But yeah, you know, just work with what you got, build him around that, and he can basically play in all levels for you. He's a great champion, even 3 years later. So congratulations, everyone, for getting him for free again. Welcome back, Ninja. Thank you so much for watching the video. Really appreciate your time, everybody. Let me know what you guys think about my showcase, what you guys plan on using Ninja for, and how you guys will build them out. Would love to hear it from you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate your time as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.